Hello there, everyone. I'm Sandy Anastasi, psychic channel, intuitive astrologer, and soul coach. And I'm here with my psychic development tip number 33. This is all about the universe talking to you. One of the first things that I begin teaching my psychic development students in the Anastasi system of psychic development is that the universe is constantly talking to you, constantly seeking to transmit information to you that will help you to improve your life, to keep you and your loved ones safe, even reach your most lofty goals. Some people understand this as their higher self talking to them, or they call it their guardian angel, or even God. I don't care what you call it. The important thing for you to accept and recognize is that it's happening, and learn how to hear what's being said. The universe speaks to you, to all of us, in a language of symbols. And symbols can be visual, audible, they can be feelings, they can be telepathic or empathic responses, even things like scents or tastes. The trick is to become receptive to these communications without becoming controlled by superstition or get so involved with your response on an emotional level that you lose the message. I once had a student who took this whole thing to the extreme, returning an hour drive home on her way to class one day to change out of her pink shirt because she saw 3 homeless people wearing pink as she drove to class. Needless to say, if you are prone to jumping to conclusions without evidence, you may want to ignore this tip or to really work on that personality issue. But those of you who are reading or listening to this will have a distinct advantage in life if you can learn the art of listening with all of your senses to the world around you, knowing that a higher power is constantly there for you, helping with the toughest things in life. So, how do you learn to recognize the voice that I'm talking about? That inner voice? Firstly, the best place to start learning to receive and interpret the symbols that your guides, higher self, guardian angel, and whatever you want to call it, is giving you is in your dreams. So start by recording your dreams and learning to interpret the symbols that they contain. Soon, some of those symbols will begin to appear in your daily life. I have a rule of thumb. If I see one of my well-understood symbols once, I chalk it up to chance. When I see it twice, I begin to pay more attention. When I see it 3 times, well, I know it's a message. And by the way, seeing the color pink on a homeless person 3 times might indeed have been a message for my student. But it certainly wouldn't be a message to change her shirt. That student may have recognized correctly that a message was being sent, but failed miserably in her interpretation. So you see, the second part of receiving messages from the universe is to learn to interpret those symbols that are received. What I would have done in her situation is to record what I saw, tag it as a possible message, note that it probably had something to do with me as I was also wearing a pink shirt, and then let the incident go for the time being, since at the moment I had no clear understanding of that symbol, if it even was one. So it's a possible symbol, a possible message. In this case, the pink shirts on the homeless people symbol really was a message. My student discovered this when she reached the class. As it turned out, the woman that she sat next to in class had recently lost her home due to foreclosure, and she and her children had nowhere to go. The student, who was no longer wearing her pink shirt now, understood the message She had a home herself that was too large for her, being recently widowed, and was looking for a boarder and even more companionship. Pink as a color represents universal and unconditional love. Now her message became clear. It wasn't telling her that if she wore the pink shirt to class, she'd become homeless. It was alerting her that she would meet this fellow student in need of a place to live, and that they could both help one another if they chose to. That this could be a win-win arrangement. I hope you've enjoyed this tip, and I hope you'll be able to begin to employ it in your own life. Those messages the universe is constantly giving us are so, so valuable and help us to lead happier and healthier and more satisfied lives. Start looking, if you will, at the many ways that the universe is talking to you. I'm Sandy Anastasi, psychic channel, intuitive astrologer, and soul coach. And I invite you to visit my website at www.sandyanastasi.com to find out more about me and my work and so many, many other things. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye for now, and until our next tip.